of the designation of the Honorable Vice Governor Glenda Rabat Gaita as officer in charge of the office of the Vice Governor, I will now call this session into order. The 36th regular session of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. May I request everyone to please rise for the opening prayer to be led to us by the Honorable Board Member Beverly Dayanan, to be followed by the singing of the national anthem and the singing of the provincial hymn.
Place ourselves in the holy presence of our Lord. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, amen. Almighty and loving God, we come before you today with humble hearts as we begin this session of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Davao Oriental. We thank you for the gift of leadership and the opportunity to serve our people. May our decision today reflect the integrity, compassion, and the will of the people. Grant us the wisdom as we deliberate on matters that affect the lives of our constituents. Guide our minds to think clearly, our hearts to seek what is just, and our words to promote unity, fairness, and the common good. Bless our leaders, our communities, and the work of this legislative body. May your presence guide us in every action that we take. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Sa
afternoon to the distinguished members of this august body, to our secretary and staff, and to all the visitors in today's regular session. Good afternoon once again. May I request our secretary to please call the roll of the members.
The honorable members of this august chamber are requested to say aye as I call the roll. Honorable Maria Glenda Monetra Batgaita is designated as the officer in charge, Office of the Governor. Honorable Beverly M. Dayanan, Honorable Harold A. Montes, Honorable Manuel M. Lipardo Jr., Honorable Ana Cheryl N. Castro, Honorable Elijah E. Palmahil, Honorable Daud V. Linsag, Honorable Stephen Paul L. Uy, Honorable Maria Lady Hope J. Macaira, Honorable John Erwin G. Montojo is on a special privilege leave, Honorable Ruchi M. Ravelo,
Aye.
Honorable Jerome C. Dayanghirang is on an official business, Honorable Joson Michael G. Dayanghirang, Honorable Eleuterio C. Manaytay, Honorable Shanin C. Lintugunan, Honorable Presiding Officer, there are 11 members of this august chamber present, including your honor.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Since we are 11, so 11 members present, so the chair declares the presence of the quorum. Before we proceed, I'd like to ask the pleasure of the honorable members of this august body if the need for us to elect who will be among ourselves, who will be the temporary presiding officer in today's session.
Honorable Presiding Officer, may I be recognized, Honorable Presiding Officer?
Yes, Honorable Lipardo.
Considering that the Honorable Ruchi M. Ravilo is the designated caretaker in the absence or our Vice Governor being the OIC Governor, I move that the Honorable Ravilo will continue as the temporary presiding officer for today's session.
What is now the pleasure of the members? Yes, Honorable Diana. Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. Yes, Honorable Diana.
I enjoined the motion of the gentleman, Honorable Board Member John Lipardo, that our board, Ruchi Ravilo, may continue to preside this session. And we second the motion.
So there's a motion coming from the Honorable Lipardo and seconded by Honorable Dayanan. Do I hear any objection? So since none, the motion of the Honorable Lipardo is approved. Madam Secretary, we'll now proceed with the
Next item.
adoption of the minutes.
Next item in the order of business is reading and consideration of the minutes, journal or proceedings of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Davao Oriental taken during the 34th regular session held on February 25, 2026 at the SP Session Hall Government Center, Dahican City of Mati, Davao Oriental.
So do I hear any corrections, amendments of the minutes as just presented? Yes,
May-
Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Considering that none has availed of any correction or amendment to the minutes, as well as the journal of our 34th regular session, I now move for the adoption of the same, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion raised by the Honorable Lipardo as to the adoption of the minutes of the last regular session of the Sangguniang. Do I hear any second the motion? Seconded by all members present. The previous minutes is hereby adopted.
Next item is privilege hour.
Yes, Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Honorable Presiding Officer, in our calendar of business, there is none that registered under the privilege hour. However, earlier, the Honorable Daud Linsag has confided to this representation that they would like to avail of the privilege hour. I now move for the recognition of the Honorable Daud Linsag on his privilege, considering that he is not part of the calendar.
So, will we be recognizing the privilege speech of the Honorable Linsag?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Honorable Linsag is recognized.
Good afternoon, boss. Salamat kayo. The chairman of the rules. Boss, salamat. Good day, Honorable Presiding Officer and my fellow board members. As the chairman of the Transportation Committee, I would like to bring attention to the challenges our transportation sector is currently facing, especially to our pedicab drivers and bao drivers. With the continuous increase in fuel price, many of our drivers are struggling to sustain their daily income while still providing affordable transportation to our constituents. Although pedicabs do not directly use gasoline like other vehicles, that raising cost of fuel still affects them through the higher price of goods, maintenance, and the overall cost of living because of this. It is our responsibility as a leader to look for ways on how we can extend our assistance and service to them. Perhaps we can expose programs that support our pedicab and bao drivers, such as livelihood assistance or community-based initiatives can help ease their daily burden. In doing so, we cannot support our transport sector but also show that our local government truly listens and responds to the needs of the people. I humbly call on this body, under the guidance of our Honorable Vice Governor Glenda Rabat-Gaita, to work together in identifying practical measures that will benefit our drivers and the community their service. Dagang salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Linsag, for your concern to our transport sector. Now, the Honorable Linsag has delivered his privileged speech with regards to the plight of the transport sector. May I hear from the honorable members if you are ready to interpolate or to ask questions to the privileged speech just delivered by the Honorable Linsag. Okay, so since there is none, again, thank you, Honorable Linsag, for your concern to our transport sector. Now, let's proceed to the next agenda, Madam Secretary.
Next is question hour. This august body has no invitee to be accommodated under the question hour. Next item is first reading and referral to committees of proposed ordinances. Under this is proposed Provincial Ordinance Number 18-17-2026, authored by the Honorable Eleuterio C. Manaytay.
Referred to Committee on Indigenous and Cultural Communities.
Proposed resolutions, none. Communications. First, under communication is communication number 18-319-2026. 1. Municipal Ordinance number 21-02-2026.
Referred to Committee on Social Services.
2. Municipal Ordinance number 21-03-2026.
Referred to Committee on Local Government.
Next is communication number 18-320-2026.
Referred to Committee on Health and Sanitation.
Next is communication number 18-321-2026.
Referred to Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations and Ways and Means.
Next is communication number 18-322-2026.
Referred to Committee on Energy, Public Works and Highways and Infrastructure Development.
Next is communication number 18-323-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food and may be tackled under business for the day under suspended rules. May I hear from the Honorable Lepardo, the Chair of the Committee on Rules.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Considering that this is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor, this will have to be discussed with the Committee of the Whole under unassigned business on the order of business on suspended rules, Honorable Presiding Officer. And I think there are 12 or 13 communications
14.
that are certified too as urgent, and for purposes of the disposal, may we consider that all of these will be discussed in the Committee of the Whole, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Lepardo.
Continue lang tag-referral. Next is communication number 18-324-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-325-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-326-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-327-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-328-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-329-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-330-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-331-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-332-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-333-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-334-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-335-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-336-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Next is communication number 18-337-2026. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
Referred to Committee on Health and Sanitation, jointly referred to Committee on Health and Sanitation as well as Committee on Social Services.
Next is communication number 18-338-2026.
Referred to Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations and Ways and Means.
Next is communication number 18-339-2026. 1. Municipal Ordinance number 01 Series 2026.
Referred to Committee on Local Government.
2. Municipal Ordinance number 02 Series 2026.
Referred to Committee on Environment and Natural Resources.
3. Municipal Ordinance number 03 Series 2026.
Jointly referred to Committee on Education, Arts, Culture, Science and Technology, and Committee on Women, Children, and Family.
Next are petitions and memorials. None. Next is consideration of committee reports. First is committee report number 18-196-2026 by the Committee on Rules, Privileges, Laws, Ordinances, and Legal Matters.
I'd like to recognize the Chair of the Committee on Rules, Privileges, Laws, and Ordinances and Legal Matters, the Honorable Manuel Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is Committee Report number 18-196, Series of 2026, in relation to Communication number 18-03-2025, a letter from Ms. Irene D. Tinong, Sangguniang Bayan Secretary of the Sangguniang Bayan of Tarragona, Davao Oriental, forwarding Municipal Ordinance number 17, Series of 2025, entitled An Ordinance Adopting Executive Order number 13, Series of 2025 of Municipal Mayor Samuel L. Uy, assigning the multipurpose building located in the Municipal Government Center as the official building for the office of the Municipal Vice Mayor of the Municipality of Tarragona, Davao Oriental. Honorable Presiding Officer, the Committee on Rules had its meeting on February 25, 2026, and we had our technical observation, legal findings, as well as the recommendation. Now, considering, Honorable Presiding Officer, that copies of this committee report have been previously given to all members of the August body, I would now forego the reading of the said findings as well as the recommendation, and would directly go for the acceptance of Committee Report number 18-197, Series of 2026. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There is a motion from the Honorable Lipardo as to dispense with the reading of the whole content of the committee report and subsequently move for its adoption. For committee report number 18-196-2026. Do I hear a second? Seconded by all members present. So committee report number 18-196-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is committee report number 18-197-2026, once again by the Committee on Rules, Privileges, Laws, Ordinances, and Legal Matters.
Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is Committee Report number 18-197, Series of 2026, in relation to Communication number 18-288, Series of 2026, a letter from Ms. Irene D. Tinong, Sangguniang Bayan Secretary of the Sangguniang Bayan of Tarragona, Davao Oriental, dated January 29, 2026, forwarding Municipal Ordinance number 38, Series of 2025 for review of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Quasi-Judicial Rules of Procedure in Administrative Cases against Elective Barangay Officials in the Municipality of Tarragona, Province of Davao Oriental. We had our committee meeting, Honorable Presiding Officer, last February 25, 2026. And in our committee report, copies of which were previously given to all members prior to today's session, are incorporated therein are the observations, findings, as well as the recommendation. And I would now forego the reading of the contents of the rest of the committee report, and would move for a motion that would request that this body accept the committee report number 18-197, Series of 2026. I do so move.
Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. There's a motion for committee report number 18-197-2026 be adopted. Do I hear a second? So the committee report number 18-197-2026, as read by the Chair of the Committee on Rules, the Honorable Lipardo, is now adopted. Next.
Next is committee report number 18-198-2026 by the Committee on Health and Sanitation. This will be reported by the Honorable Lipardo, Vice Chairman of the said committee.
Yes, before Honorable Lipardo, may I recognize the Honorable Stephen Pool Uy.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, and good afternoon to one and all. I was raising my hand earlier, but the chair is a little bit busy. If it's amenable to everyone, I would like to request for a few minutes recess, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a request, a motion for declaration of recess by the Honorable Uy. Do I hear second? So, a few minutes recess is by declared. Madam Secretary. Yes, the Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. In behalf of our committee chair, the Honorable John Erwin Go Montojo, who is on official leave for today's session, I would like to render committee report number 18-198 series of 2026. This committee report is in relation to two communications, namely communication number 18-300 series of 2026, a letter from Ms. Argeline G. Cadiz, Secretary of the Sangguniang Bayan, Municipality of Manay, submitting for review and action on Municipal Ordinance number 2026-21-01 entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing a 5-minute Mental Wellness Booster Week to prevent employee burnout and promote holistic well-being in the workplace. And communication number 18-301 series of 2026, a letter from Mr. Juvi L. Mabini, Secretary of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, City of Mati, submitting for review and action City Ordinance number 663 series of 2026 entitled An Ordinance Amending the Provisions of Section 5, 6, and 8 incorporating the provisions of Section 12 to the revised Section 6 and renumbering Section 13 to Section 12 with the subsequent sections renumbered accordingly of City Ordinance number 608 series of 2025, also known as Mental Health Program of the City of Mati. Honorable Presiding Officer, the committee meeting was held last February 25, 2026, where all members of the Committee on Health were present. Honorable Presiding Officer, the findings, recommendations are all incorporated in the committee report, and considering that copies of this committee report was already given to all members of this august body prior to today's session, I would now forego the reading of the rest of the enumeration in these findings and recommendations and would go directly to the motion for an acceptance of committee report number 18-198 series of 2026. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Pardo. There's a motion from the Honorable Pardo to forego the reading of the whole content of Committee Report number 18-198-2026 and subsequently move for its acceptance and adoption. Do I hear second? Seconded. Seconded by all members present. Committee report number 18-198-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is Committee Report Number 18-199-2026 by the Committee on Housing, Rural and Urban Development and Land Utilization.
The Honorable Elijah Palmahil is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Good afternoon to each and everyone. In behalf of the Committee on Housing, Rural, Urban Development, and Land Utilization, this representation would like to render Committee Report Number 18-199-2026, subject to the Communication Number 18-282-2026, a letter from the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Hirang requesting for an authority to enter into a deed of donation for and in behalf of the Province of Davao Oriental with the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, for the parcel of land containing an area of 500 square meters, more or less, situated at the Government Center, Dahican, Barangay Dahican, City of Mati, this province. I believe everyone has a copy of the said committee report. So, Honorable Presiding Officer, I now move for its acceptance and adoption. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Palmahil. There is a motion from the Honorable Palmahil to forego the reading of the whole content of the committee report and subsequently move for its adoption. I hear second. All members seconded the motion. Committee report number 18-199-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is Committee Report Number 18-200-2026 by the Committee on Education, Arts, Culture, Science, and Technology.
The Honorable Harold Buntes is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer, and good afternoon to each and everyone. I have here Committee Report Number 18-200-2026 from the Committee on Education, Arts, Culture, Science, and Technology with the subject matter Communication Number 18-290-2026 with items number 1 and 2. It is a letter from Mr. Eden Celestino A. Cacho, SP Secretary of the Municipality of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, dated February 2, 2026, forwarding various municipal ordinances for review of this august body. Number 1, Municipal Ordinance Number 2025-12, entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Luwas Eskwela Safe Learning Ecosystem of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, providing the and well-being programs for all learners, educators, and community-based learning spaces and providing funds thereof. Number 2, Municipal Ordinance Number 2025-13, an ordinance establishing an interactive public library in the municipality of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, providing funds thereof and for other purposes. Communication number 18-299-2026, it is a letter from Ms. Fatima L. Malaluan, SB Secretary of the Municipality of Lupon, Davao Oriental, dated February 12, 2026, submitting Municipal Ordinance number 21-01-2026, entitled An Ordinance Supporting the Establishment and Operation of Davao Oriental State University for Lupon Campus in the Municipality of Lupon, Davao Oriental, providing funds, support thereof, and for other purposes, and review and appropriate action of this august body. Action taken, the committee held a meeting on February 18, 2026 at the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Session Hall to act and deliberate herein subject referred communication. Present during the meeting is this representation and the chairman and the rest of the members of the committee, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, considering that copies of this committee report already been distributed earlier, I move to dispense the reading of this committee report and subsequently for the adoption of the same. I now assume.
Thank you, Honorable Montes. There's a motion from the Honorable Harold Montes with regards to committee report number 18-200-2026 to forgo the reading and subsequently move for its adoption. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Committee report number 18-200-2026 is hereby adopted. Yes, Honorable Linsag.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before we proceed to the next item, may I request the Secretary for the presence of Board Member Dayang Hirang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Board member.
Yeah, Honorable Joson Dayang Hirang is recognized.
He was already recorded as present during the roll call.
Ah,
Na-record na nako. 11 man mo tanan kabuok. Next.
so is the query of the Honorable Linsag already satisfied? Or we move to strike the request of the Honorable Linsag from
Strike
the
off
minutes?
the record.
Strike off the record.
I did not hear the Secretary. Okay, tungod.
Nabisi ka?
Oo, nabisi ko.
Okay. Excuse is considered. So, with the representation of the Honorable Chair of the Committee on Rules, do we strike that from the records? Strike. Right.
Yes, yes.
Honorable Presiding Officer, I think there is no need. We can all agree at least that with the old age comes also the effects on the hearing faculties of a person, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Bata
So we
pa
can
man.
now continue with our next committee report, maybe.
I think that line of yours must be the very line that must be strike from the record. Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. Next, Madam Chair. Madam Secretary.
Next is Committee Report Number 18-201-2026 by the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations and Ways and Means. This will be reported by the Honorable Lipardo, the Vice Chairman of the said committee.
The Honorable Manuel Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. In behalf of our committee chair on the Committee on Finance, I would be rendering this committee report number 18-201-2026. This is in relation to communication number 18-298 series of 2026, a letter from the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Secretary, Ms. Fatima L. Malaluan of the Municipality of Lupon, Davao Oriental, dated February 12, 2026, submitting Sangguniang Panlalawigan Resolution number 21-43 series of 2026. The committee meeting, Honorable Presiding Officer, was held last February 25, 2026 with all members present. Now, Honorable Presiding Officer, considering that copies of this committee report was given a day before our session today, I would now be foregoing the reading of the findings as well as the recommendation and move for the acceptance of Committee Report 18-201 series of 2026. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. So there's a motion from the Honorable Lipardo to forgo the reading of the whole content of the committee report and subsequently move for its acceptance and adoption. Do I hear in a second? Committee report number 18-201-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is Committee Report Number 18-202-2026, still by the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations and Ways and Means, to be reported by the Honorable Lipardo.
Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. In behalf of our committee chair, the Honorable Ruchi M. Ravelo, I would be rendering this committee report number 18-202 series of 2026 in relation to communication number 18-305 series of 2026. A letter from SB Secretary Mr. Melvin B. Lubitanya of the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, dated January 16, 2026, submitting Municipal Ordinance number 339-18 series of 2025. The committee meeting was held last February 25, 2026 with all the members of the committee present, and the findings in this committee report as well as the recommendations are all stated in the same committee, and this representation would like to forego the reading of the same, considering that we have already served this committee report a day before our session today. And with that, Honorable Presiding Officer, I will now be moving for the acceptance of Committee Report number 18-202 series of 2026. I do so move.
Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. There's a motion from the Honorable Manuel Lipardo for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-202-2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Committee Report number 18-202-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is Committee Report number 18-203-2026 by the Committee on Economic Enterprise, Trade, Industry, and Investment. This will be reported by the Honorable Palmahil, Vice Chairman of the said committee.
Honorable Palmahil is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. In behalf of our committee chair, Board Member Rochi M. Ravelo of the Committee on Economic Enterprise, Trade, and Industry and Investment, this representation would like to render Committee Report number 18-203-2026, subject to communication number 18-305-2026, a letter from Mr. Marvin B. Lubitania, SB Secretary of the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, dated January 16, 2026, submitting various municipal ordinances, including Municipal Ordinance number 340-18-2025, entitled an ordinance institutionalizing the katuwang sa diwa at gawa para sa masaganang ani at mataas na kita or kadiwa ng Pangulo in the Municipality of San Isidro, Province of Davao Oriental, for review and appropriate action of this august body. I believe everybody has a copy of this said committee report. So, Honorable Presiding Officer, I would like to dispense with the reading and the whole contents of this report and subsequently move for its adoption and acceptance. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Elijah Palmahil. There's a motion from the Honorable Palmahil to dispense with the reading of the whole content of the committee report and subsequently move for its adoption. Do I hear second? Seconded by all members present. Committee report number 18-203-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is Joint Committee Report number 18-204-2026 by the Committee on Public Information and Technology and Media Affairs and Committee on Health and Sanitation.
The Honorable Beverly Dayanan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer. And good afternoon to everyone present, especially our staff and all our JOs coming from all over the province. And to all our media friends, good afternoon to all of you. Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, the Committee on Public Information, Communication, and Technology and the Media Affairs and Committee on Health and Sanitation would like to present the Joint Committee Report number 18-204-2026 with the subject Communication number 18-310-2026 regarding request letter for the passage of resolution authorizing the Governor, the Honorable Nelson L. Dayanghirang, to enter into a memorandum of agreement for and in behalf of the Province of Davao Oriental through the Davao Oriental Provincial Medical Center or the DOPMC with the Philippine Statistic Authority or the PSA for the access and utilization of the ECRVs system through the ECRVs and VPN login credentials in partnership with the Vital Strategies Global Grants Program. Our esteemed colleagues, Honorable Presiding Officer, the Committee on Public Information, Communication and Technology and the Media Affairs, together with the Committee on Health and Sanitation, conducted a thorough review and deliberation on the request letter for the passage of the resolution authorizing Governor Nelson L. Dayanghirang to enter into a memorandum agreement for and in behalf of the Province of Davao Oriental through Davao Oriental Provincial Medical Center with the Philippine Statistic Authority for the access and utilization of the ECRV system through ECRVs and VPN login credentials in partnership with the Vital Strategies Global Grant Program. The committee convened on February 25, 2026, right after the 34th regular session to discuss the merits and implications of the aforementioned subject matter. Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, may I dispense with the reading of the rest of the content of this joint committee report with regards to its finding and observations, and would like to directly move for the adoption of the said committee report. Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Dayanan. The Honorable Dayanan, the motion for the to dispense with the reading of the whole content of the committee report and subsequently move for its adoption for the committee report, joint committee report number 18-204-2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Joint committee report number 18-204-2026, just read by the Honorable Dayanan, is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer.
Next.
Next item is calendar of business. First, under calendar of business is unfinished business, none. Next is business for the day. First, under business for the day are two proposed resolutions. These are proposed resolution numbers 18-287-2026 and 18-288-2026, both authored and sponsored by the Honorable Manuel M. Lipardo Jr.
Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is proposed resolution number 18-287 series of 2026, entitled a resolution adopting the report of observations and technical findings of the Committee on Rules, Privileges, Laws, Ordinances, and Legal Matters regarding Municipal Ordinance number 17 series of 2025 of the Municipality of Tarragona, Davao Oriental, and transmitting the same to the local chief executive and the Sangguniang Bayan concerned for their evaluation and appropriate action. Honorable Presiding Officer, the things that we have enumerated in the whereases are all self-explanatory, Honorable Presiding Officer. And before I will move for the passage of this proposed resolution, I am now ready to take questions from any members of this august body if they would like to ask or do so. Honorable Presiding Officer.
The Honorable Lipardo is now ready to answer questions from the honorable members of this august body, if there is any. Yes, Honorable Uy is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This representation is not in objection to the matters at hand because, Mr. Presiding Officer, allow me to present my manifestation. During the presentation and adoption of committee reports, while the committee report number 18-196-2026 was presented in this august body, before the chair makes a ruling, I was raising my hand earlier, Mr. Presiding Officer. However, all of us are raising our hands. That's why the presiding officer considered it as seconded by all members present. With that, Mr. Presiding Officer, again, I raised my hand on the later part and I was acknowledged. That's why I requested for a few minutes recess. Pertaining to proposed resolution number 18-287-2026, which is an output of committee report number 18-196-2026. The subject at hand, Mr. Presiding Officer, pertains to two personalities who are my brothers, the former mayor of the municipality of Tarragona and the vice mayor, also Mr. Presiding Officer, is also my brother. That's why this representation, Mr. Presiding Officer, would like to present a motion that this representation be excluded in the discussion, for I am inhibiting in the discussion of the said matter, Mr. Presiding Officer, for the interest of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and this august chamber. I move that I be inhibited in the discussion and approval of the said matter, Mr. Presiding Officer.
So we hear the manifestation of the Honorable Uy. Would like to hear from the Honorable Chair of the Committee on Rules, the Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I think that is the privilege of a member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And I think the ground cited by the Honorable Uy is well-grounded, considering that there might be a seeming conflict of interest. And regardless of whether the Honorable Uy will not participate, I think quorum was already decided earlier, and so we can continue with the deliberation on the passage of this proposed resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer.
So you're now putting that in motion for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-287-2026.
If there are no questions, Honorable Presiding Officer, a short manifestation that this resolution will not touch on the validity of the municipal ordinance that allocated a certain building as an office of the municipal vice mayor. The ground cited by this representation was that it went beyond the 30 days required of my committee to review the same, as we were asking documents from the Sangguniang Bayan, to which it was not granted. At any rate, the observation are all self-explanatory. There are 4 grounds there, Honorable Presiding Officer, by which if the municipality of Tarragona will have to decide on whether they would implement the municipal ordinance that was the subject of this proposed resolution. Again, this is just an observation and does not touch on the validity of the municipal ordinance, Honorable Presiding Officer, as this representation would not like to tinker with the provisions of the local government code. Therefore, Honorable Presiding Officer, I now move for the passage of proposed resolution number 18-287 series of 2026, a resolution adopting the report of observations and technical findings of the Committee on Rules, Privileges, Laws, Ordinances, and Legal Matters regarding Municipal Ordinance number 17, series of 2025 of the Municipality of Tarragona, Davao Oriental, and transmitting the same to the local chief executive and the Sangguniang Bayan concerned for their evaluation and appropriate action. I do so move for the passage of this resolution.
There is a motion from the Honorable June Pardo with regards to proposed resolution number 18-287-2026. May I hear from, are we all, I'd like to request the members who are in favor of this resolution may raise their right hand. Is there any second? So, except for the Honorable Uy, all are
8.
8 of the members of this August body seconded the said motion. Thank you. Next.
Next is proposed resolution number 18-288-2026, still by the Honorable Lipardo.
Honorable Pardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is proposed resolution number 18-288, series of 2026, a resolution declaring invalid in whole the Municipal Ordinance number 38, series of 2025 of the Municipality of Tarragona, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Quasi-Judicial Rules of Procedure in Administrative Cases against Elective Barangay Officials in the Municipality of Tarragona, Province of Davao Oriental, on the ground that several of its provisions stated herein are inconsistent and not in accordance with the pertinent provisions of Republic Act 7160 and other applicable laws, the same being beyond the prescribed powers of the Sangguniang Bayan. Honorable Presiding Officer, copies of this proposed resolution were already given to all members of the August body prior to today's session. And may I therefore ask, before I will be moving for his passage, if there are questions, or I will now be ready for any interpellation on this proposed resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you. The Honorable Manuel Pardo is now ready to answer questions from the members of this August body. Since there is none, Honorable Pardo, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. With that, Honorable Presiding Officer, I put now a motion for the passage of proposed resolution number 18-288 series of 2026, and if I may read again the title of the resolution, a resolution declaring invalid in whole the municipal ordinance number 38 series of 2025 of the municipality of Tarragona, Davao Oriental, entitled an ordinance establishing the quasi-judicial rules of procedure in administrative cases against elective barangay officials in the municipality of Tarragona, province of Davao Oriental, on the ground that several of its provisions stated herein are inconsistent and not in accordance with the pertinent provisions of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code, and other applicable laws, the same being beyond the prescribed powers of the Sangguniang Bayan. I move for the passage again of that proposed resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you. There's a motion from the Honorable Pardo as to the passage of resolution number 18-288-2026. Any second? Seconded by the 8 members present?
Nine. Oh.
9. So the motion for the passage of proposed resolution number 18-288-2026 is hereby approved. Next.
Next are two proposed resolutions. These are proposed resolution numbers 18-289-2026 and 18-290-2026, both authored by the Honorable John Erwin G. Montojo and to be sponsored by the Honorable Lipardo.
May I be recognized, Honorable Presiding Officer?
Honorable Pardo is recognized.
Honorable Presiding Officer, in behalf of the author, the Honorable John Erwin Go Montojo of the Committee on Health, I would like to propose for a passage of two resolutions as stated earlier. Proposed resolution number 18-289 and proposed resolution 18-290, all series of 2026. And if I may be allowed to read the title of the resolution, a resolution confirming the validity of Municipal Ordinance number 2026-21-01 of the Sangguniang Bayan of the Municipality of Manay, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing a 5-minute mental wellness booster break to prevent employee burnout and promote holistic well-being in the workplace, considering that the same is within the prescribed powers of the Sangguniang Bayan pursuant to Section 447A1 of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, and a resolution confirming the validity of City Ordinance number 663, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of City of Mati, entitled An Ordinance Amending Provisions of Sections 5, 6, and 8, incorporating the provisions of Section 12 to the revised Section 6 and renumbering Section 13 to Section 12, with subsequent sections renumbered accordingly, of City Ordinance number 608, series of 2025, also known as Mental Health Program of the City of Mati, considering that the same is within the prescribed powers of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan pursuant to Section 458A1 of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991. Before I move for its passage, Honorable Presiding Officer, may I know if there are questions or inquiry as to this proposed resolution?
The Honorable Pardo is now ready to answer questions from the honorable members with regards to the proposed resolution number 18-289 and 18-290, all series of 2026. Do I hear any comments or questions? Since there is none, the Honorable Pardo, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. With that, by way of an omnibus motion, and a move for the passage of resolutions 18, proposed resolution 18-290 and 18-289, all series of 2026. I do so move.
There's a motion from the Honorable Pardo under omnibus motion for the passage of resolution number 18-289 and 18-290, all series of 2026. And a second. Seconded by all members present. Therefore, resolutions number 18-289-2026 and resolution number 18-290-2026 is approved. Next.
Next is proposed resolution number 18-291-2026, authored and sponsored by the Honorable Elijah E. Palmahil.
The Honorable Elijah Palmahil is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here proposed resolution number 18-291-2026, a resolution authorizing the Honorable Nelson L. Dayanghirang, Provincial Governor, for and on behalf of the Provincial Government of Davao Oriental, to enter into a deed of donation with the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, represented by its Secretary, Dr. Renato U. Solidium, Jr., for the parcel of land containing an area of 500 square meters, more or less, situated at the Government Center, Barangay Dahican, City of Mati of this province. Honorable Presiding Officer, I now move for the passage and approval of the said resolution. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion from the Honorable Elijah Palmahil for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-291-2026. Do I hear any second? Seconded by all members present. Resolution number 18-291-2026 is hereby approved. Next.
Next are three proposed resolutions. These are proposed resolution numbers 18-292-2026, 18-293, and 18-294, all authored and sponsored by the Honorable Harold A. Montes.
Honorable Montes is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here three proposed resolutions. Proposed resolution number 18-292-2026, a resolution confirming the validity of Municipal Ordinance number 2025-12 of the Sangguniang Bayan of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Luwas Eskwela, Safe Learning Ecosystem of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, providing holistic, inclusive, healthy, and child-friendly safety and well-being programs for all learners, educators, and community-based learning spaces, and providing funds, therefore, subject to the existing laws, rules, and regulations relative thereto. Proposed resolution number 18-293-2026, a resolution returning to the Sangguniang Bayan of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, the Municipal Ordinance number 2025-13, entitled An Ordinance Establishing an Interactive Public Library in the Municipality of Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, providing funds therefore and for other purposes, for whatever action deemed appropriate thereon, considering that the provisions stipulated in Section 2B thereof is inconsistent and not in accordance with the specific provisions stipulated in 2 under the title of Republic Act number 7743. Another resolution, proposed resolution number 294-2026, a resolution confirming the validity of Municipal Ordinance number 21-01-2026, an ordinance supporting the establishment and operations of Davao Oriental State University Lupon Campus in the Municipality of Lupon, Davao Oriental, providing funds support thereof and for other purposes subject to the existing laws, rules, and regulation relative thereto. Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of these three proposed resolutions under omnibus motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Montes. There's a motion from the Honorable Montes for the passage and approval of three proposed resolutions under omnibus motion, namely Resolution number 18-292, Resolution number 18-293, Resolution number 18-294, all series of 2026. For its passage and approval. Any second? Seconded by all members present. The three proposed resolutions under omnibus motion, Resolution number 18-292, 2026, Resolution number 18-293-2026, and Resolution number 18-294-2026 is hereby approved. Next.
Next are two proposed resolutions. These are proposed resolution numbers 18-295-2026 and 18-296-2026, both authored by the Honorable Ruchi M. Ravelo and to be sponsored by the Honorable Lipardo.
Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. In behalf of the author of this proposed resolution, two resolutions, who cannot sponsor the same today in the floor because, as we can all see, he is the temporary presiding officer. I have here the proposed resolution number 178-295, series of 2026, entitled a resolution confirming the validity of resolution number 21-43, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Bayan of Lupon, Davao Oriental, entitled a resolution adopting and approving the Supplemental Investment Program number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Municipality of Lupon, Davao Oriental, in the amount of 304,254,000, considering that the same is in accordance with the law. And the other proposed resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer, is a resolution, proposed resolution 18-296 series of 2026, a resolution returning to the Sangguniang Bayan of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, the Municipal Ordinance number 339-18-2025, pending compliance with the mandatory requirements under Section 296A and Article 394A, all of Republic Act 7160, and its implementing rules, and for whatever action deemed appropriate thereon. Before I will be moving for the passage of the said two resolutions, Honorable Presiding Officer, I am now ready to answer questions from any members of this august body.
The Honorable Lipardo is now ready to answer questions, if there is any, from the honorable members of this august body. There is none, so you may proceed, Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. With that, and by way of an omnibus motion, I now move for the passage of proposed resolution number 178-295 series of 2026 and proposed resolution 18-296 series of 2026. I do so move.
There is a motion from the Honorable Manuel Lipardo under omnibus motion for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-296-2026 and the proposed resolution number 18-297-2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Therefore, the proposed resolution number 18-296 and 297, all series of 2026, is hereby approved.
295 and 296, all product of
Yeah,
Finance,
sorry.
Budget, and Appropriations.
It's proposed resolution number 18-295 and 18-296 under the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation. Is hereby approved.
Next is proposed resolution number 18-297-2026, authored by the Honorable Ruchi M. Ravelo and to be sponsored by the Honorable Palmahil.
The Honorable Elijah Palmahil is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here proposed resolution number 18-297-2026, a resolution confirming the validity of Municipal Ordinance number 340-18-2025 of the Sangguniang Bayan of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing the Katuwang sa Diwa at Gawa para sa Masaganang Ani at Mataas na Kita or Kadiwa ng Pangulo in the Municipality of San Isidro, Province of Davao Oriental, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations relative thereto. Honorable Presiding Officer, I now move for the passage and approval of the said resolution. I do so move, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There is a motion from the Honorable Elijah Palmahil for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-297-2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Resolution number 18-297-2026 is hereby approved. Next.
Next is proposed resolution number 18-298-2026, authored by the Honorable Beverly M. Dayanan, co-authored by Honorable John Erwin G. Montojo, and to be sponsored by the Honorable Dayanan.
The Honorable Diana is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Presentation is made to propose resolution number 18-298-2026, a resolution authorizing the Governor, the Honorable Nelson L. Dayanghirang, for and in behalf of the province of Davao Oriental, to enter into a memorandum of agreement, or MOA, with the Philippine Statistic Authority, or PSA, represented by its OIC Regional Director, Baby Jean P. Alid, CPA, MPA, for the implementation of the Electronic Civil Registration and Vital Statistics, or the ECRVS system. Whereas the Philippine Statistic Authority, in collaboration with the Open CRVs and Vital Strategies Global Grants Program, developed the Electronic Civil Registration and Vital Statistics system, which an interoperable system that will be used by the local civil registry offices and other civil registration and vital statistics stakeholders such as the health facilities or institutions. Whereas the system, as response of the national government's thrust towards digitalizing local government services and transactions, will increase efficiency of civil registration process by improving it through the use of the digital tools and improve the timeliness and accuracy in the release of the vital statistics. Whereas Section 22 of the Republic Act number 715060, also known as the Local Government Code of the 1991, states that no contracts may be entered into by the local chief executive in behalf of the local government unit without prior authorization from the Sangguniang concerned. Whereas Section 465 of the same code also states that the provincial governor may represent the province in all its business transactions and sign in behalf all bonds, contracts, and obligations, and such other document upon authority of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan or pursuant to laws or ordinances. I so move for the adoption of the proposed resolution, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer.
There is a motion from the Honorable Beverly Dayanan for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-298-2026. Do I hear in a second? Seconded by all members present. Resolution number 18-298-2026 is hereby approved.
Thank you, Honorable
Next.
Presiding Officer.
Next is proposed resolution number 18-299-2026, authored by the Honorable Manuel M. Lipardo Jr.
The Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Honorable Presiding Officer, before we proceed, may I ask for a 1-minute recess?
There is a request from the Honorable Lipardo, so 1 minute recess is hereby granted. we have a pending concerns with regards to resolution number 18-299-2026, authored and sponsored by the Honorable Manuel Lipardo Jr. Now, Honorable Lipardo is again recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is a proposed resolution that would amend our existing internal rules of procedure, Honorable Presiding Officer. I'm referring to Rule 8, particularly on Section 3, call to order, and Rule 12 on ordinances and resolutions, particularly on Section 12 on urgent matters, Honorable Presiding Officer. Let me begin on Rule 8, Section 3 on call to order. Honorable Presiding Officer, there is no provision in our internal rules of procedure with respect to a member that is designated by the Vice Governor as the temporary caretaker that falls on a Wednesday or on our session day. And so, Honorable Presiding Officer, I would propose as has been practiced, since 2013 and thereafter, that the designated board member who should act as the Vice Governor would call the session to order. And thereafter, Honorable Presiding Officer, prior to the approval of the minutes, there would be a votation on whether or not the designated caretaker would continue as the temporary presiding officer, to be decided by the plenary after the determination that there is already a quorum, because there is nothing to decide, Honorable Presiding Officer, if there is no quorum. That is the first part, Honorable Presiding Officer, on Rule 8, Section 3. And on Rule 12 on ordinances and resolutions, particularly Section 12 on urgent matters, Honorable Presiding Officer, the urgent matters of the local chief executive of this province, the practice of our August body is the disposal of it will be referred to the unassigned business, which this representation thinks that it would be more in compliance with the local government code, particularly on the provision that says it shall have priority over all items by suspending the rules if the urgent matter be discussed on the committee of the whole after the last item on communication and prior to proceeding with the proposed committee report. Because that would in essence say that this urgent matter indeed has priority over all items that are listed in the calendar of business, Honorable Presiding Officer. And my proposal also, and as agreed during our caucus, that during the committee report, what will happen is there will be a deliberation. There will be no rendition of any committee report. Again, in the committee of the whole, under suspended rules, there will be a deliberation. And thereafter, the deliberation, we go back to the plenary under the same suspended rules. A committee of the whole report will be rendered by the committee chair to which it was referred, Honorable Presiding Officer. And after the approval of the committee of the whole report would be the legislation or an offshoot of the committee of the whole report, be it a resolution or a second reading maybe of any ordinance, Honorable Presiding Officer. So with that, I am now open to any inquiry before I move for the passage of these two proposed amendment to the rules, Honorable Presiding Officer.
So we've heard the proposal of the Honorable Lipardo, and he's now ready to answer questions with regards to the two proposed amendments of the internal rules of procedure of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Davao Oriental. So, yeah, the Honorable Dayanan is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is with regards to the proposal of the gentleman from the municipality of Manay, the Honorable Board Member Manuel L. Lipardo Jr., proposing amendment to our existing internal rules of procedure that was duly approved on the second session of this 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, dated July 4, 2025. Exactly referring to the rule number 5, section 1, paragraph number 3, which states that in any event of the inavailability of the regular presiding officer in the person of the Vice Governor, in our case, the Honorable Maria Glenda Monetra Batgaita, the highest ranking officer, and all members present constituting a quorum shall elect from among ourselves who would be the temporary presiding officer of the day. Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, I cannot see any reason, any need, or even a whim why this particular provision has to be amended. We have been living with this provision. That has been our way of life for 35 long sessions since the start of this 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And not just for this 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, but as well as the 17th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. My point, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, this has been our way of life. This has been our culture. Why amend it? Why fix a thing when it is not broken? Why don't we allocate instead our time here in a very valuable session to plan and to do something how we can help our people to pass meaningful legislative resolutions so as to help out, and not just this, our own very rules, our own life, which does not need to be changed or amended. Second point, Honorable Presiding Officer, allowing this rule to guide our lives is allowing the spirit of democracy to run in its course, because we are giving each and every member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to give them the chance to preside our session regardless of his ranks in this honorable body, the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And so therefore, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, I beg to oppose with the proposal of the gentleman from the municipality of Manay, the Honorable Manuel L. Lipardo Jr. Thank you, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Dayanan. May we hear from the Honorable Lipardo if he responds to the manifestations made by the Honorable Dayanan.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I admire the zeal as well as the idea of the Honorable Beverly M. Dayanan from the municipality of Baganga. And I see the point on his opposition to my proposal. But let me set the record straight that we are not amending the rules. We are trying to address a particular scenario that is not written in the rules but has been practiced by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. No less than the oldest member of this august body, who is already on his 5th term as a board member, has already said that this has been the practice of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
If I may, Honorable Lipardo, may I know who's that member, the most senior
There
member?
is no one
who is already on
qualified.
his 5th?
Honorable Presiding Officer, from among the members, there is no other qualified. The oldest, I would say, and on his 5th term as a member of this august body. He should be really, really beloved by his district. He keeps on coming back. This is the 5th time. Has already said a manifestation that if a member of the body is designated as the OIC, or the term is caretaker, that is what is being used by the DALG, that caretaker will have to call the order. There is nothing more for him to do except call the order. After that, of course, you will have all those things and determination of quorum. Thereafter, Honorable Presiding Officer, the august body will still have to elect who among ourselves should continue, be it, regardless, be it you are the caretaker or not. So, there is nothing there that would suggest that the same has not been the practice of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, or as what the Honorable Dayanan would call it, the way of life of the members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And so with that, I would propose that we divide the House, considering that is the way to go about it. Honorable Presiding Officer, if there is a motion, and the motion is opposed, and I think we have already discussed this, then we'll have to divide the House on this. My proposal, again, is the caretaker will call to order the session. Thereafter, the august body will decide whether the caretaker or anyone else should continue with the session, being the temporary presiding officer, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. Yes, Honorable Dayanan is recognized. Next is Honorable Linsag and Honorable Uy.
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer. Before we can call on dividing the House, I just feel the need to comment on the statements of the honorable gentleman from the municipality of Manay. I just want to stress, so that we cannot be confused with these two words, office in charge, OIC, or a caretaker, as against acting. Okay. When our Honorable Vice Governor would appoint any one of us, or designate for that matter, to take care of her office, as a caretaker, as an OIC. Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, it entails administrative matters. It covers administrative matters only in running his office, her office rather, in her absence. But, or as to the legislative function, is totally different thing. Because what is written in a rule, particularly in the Rule 5 of our Internal Rules of Procedure, Section 1, Paragraph 3, that states it's always the highest ranking officer with all the member presence constituting a quorum who would elect among themselves to preside the session of the day. And we have been doing that, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer. And our life was smooth, was okay. Why do we have to change it? That's all, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer.
Before the Honorable Lepardo will respond, now giving the time to the member who is on his 5th term here already, of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the most loved member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Honorable Linsar, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Oh, Mr. Presiding. Thank you, Mr.
So there's a
Presiding
motion
Officer.
from the Honorable Lepardo.
Before we divide the House, I move for a 1-minute recess, Mr. Chair.
Recess is hereby declared as requested by Linsar.
Presiding Officer.
Yes, we'll just have to wait for our. Okay, so session is resumed.
Thank you,
Yes,
Honorable.
Honorable Pardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Honorable Presiding Officer, during our recess, we had again another caucus. And the only remaining provision where there is a presumably two different views is on the provision on calling to order. Now, time check, it's nearing 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And so, with that, Honorable Presiding Officer, I will have to modify my motion. My motion would now only touch on the provision, particularly on the Committee of the Whole, for a while. Particularly on Rule 12, Ordinances and Resolutions, Section 12 on Urgent Matters, Honorable Presiding Officer, where on two caucus that we had, there is no argument on this one. And so my proposal, Honorable Presiding Officer, is Section 12, Urgent Matters, should now read, any legislative matter duly certified by the local chief executive as urgent, whether or not it is included in the calendar of business, shall be presented and considered in session and shall have priority over all items by suspending the rules, provided that the same be referred to the Committee of the Whole, and the Committee of the Whole will have to be called. That would mean conversion from the plenary to the Committee of the Whole after the last item of the communication. Now, later on, Honorable Presiding Officer, during the Committee of the Whole, there will be a deliberation, and the deliberation would end by manifestation of the observation and recommendation. After the conversion from the Committee of the Whole, and as we are already now in the plenary, under the same suspended rules, the committee chair to which it was referred will have to deliver a Committee of the Whole report, which will have to be considered by the plenary under suspended rules. Thereafter, the next item for that, Honorable Presiding Officer, is the passage of any legislation as an offshoot or as a result of what has been discussed in the Committee of the Whole, in the presentation of the Committee of the Whole report. That would mean it might be by way of a resolution or through a second reading of a particular provincial ordinance. So that would be the amendment that I will be proposing, so that we can finally lay to rest this Section 12 of Rule 12 on ordinances and resolutions, Honorable Presiding Officer. And let me say, as I have said, that I have to modify my motion because upon the request of the Honorable Popong Uy, to which this representation would like to heed, the issue on Rule 8 sessions, particularly Section 3, call to order, will have to be decided by the plenary next session. That would mean next week, Honorable Presiding Officer. So with that, I am now ready to answer any query or comment on the manifestation I have made earlier.
So, thank you, Honorable Pardo. The Honorable Pardo is now ready to answer questions from the honorable members with regards to his amended motion, his proposal for the inclusion of this concern as to urgent matters under Rule 12, Ordinances and Resolutions, which states that any legislative matter duly certified by the local chief executive as urgent, whether or not it is included in the calendar of business, shall be presented and considered in session and shall have priority over all items by suspending the rules, provided This is now the new inclusion to the amendments to the existing internal rules, provided that the same is properly referred to the concerned committee. The Sangguniang may convene as a committee of a whole under suspended rules to deliberate and consider matters duly certified as urgent. And I think it is in letter C, Honorable Lipardo. It has been discussed, deliberated by the no proposed measure shall be considered in second reading unless, for letter C, this is the proposition. It has been discussed, deliberated by the committee of the whole duly convened under suspended rules, which shall be done after communications, proposed resolution, ordinance are referred to the proper committee by presiding officer. A committee of the whole report and the passage of its corresponding proposed measure shall be rendered after the reversion of the body back to the plenary. So that's the motion raised by the amended motion raised by the Honorable Lipardo. And he's now ready to answer questions with regards to that motion. Do I hear any? There is none. So you may proceed, Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer, and thank you to all members of this august body. My apologies if we take more of your time during the deliberation. I now move for the passage of that proposed amendment, Honorable Presiding Officer.
So there's a motion from the Honorable Manuel Lipardo for the proposed amendment of Rule 12, Ordinance and Resolutions, just as read and as proposed. Do I hear any second? Seconded by all members present. Then the motion is hereby approved. Next, Madam Secretary.
Next item is unassigned business. Under unassigned business is consideration of the urgent request from the Honorable Governor, Your Honor.
So there is a request from the Honorable Governor, two urgent requests. And now I'd like to hear from the Chairman of the Committee on Rules, the Honorable Manuel Lipardo.
Sorry, Honorable Presiding Officer. Are we now in the unassigned business?
Yes.
I now move to convert the plenary into a committee of the whole.
There is a motion by the Honorable Manuel Lipardo to suspend the rules and convert this body into Committee of the Whole. Duly seconded by all members present. So the motion is hereby approved. First item under suspended rules.
First item under suspended rules are 14 urgent communications. These are communication numbers 18-323-2026, 18-324, 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, 330, 331, 332, 333, 334, 335, and 336. All series of 2026. These were all referred to the Committee on Agriculture and Food, and this will be facilitated by the Honorable Harold A. Montes, member of the said committee.
The Honorable Montes is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Mr. Presiding Officer, I have a urgent communication coming from the Honorable Governor, specifically on the Committee on Fisheries. Committee on Agriculture and Food, which is supposedly reported by our colleague, the chairman on the said committee, the Honorable Rochi Ravelo, but he is now our temporary presiding officer. That is why I am the one presenting this referred urgent communication. This referred communication is communication number 18-323, 324, 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, 330, 331, 332, 333, 334, 335, and 336, all series of 2026, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, and referred to by the Committee on Agriculture and Food, Mr. Presiding Officer. And earlier, copies of this urgent matter is already been distributed to each of the members of this honorable body, and I'm sure that all the members has already been reviewing earlier the said referred urgent communication. And that for that purpose, if the chair would allow, I would be reading the Committee of the Whole report, or maybe dispensing the Committee of the Whole, because the items referred is very many and plenty.
Okay.
Mr. Presiding Officer.
So there's a motion from the Honorable Harold Montes to dispense with the reading of the whole content of the Committee of the Whole report. And yes, before...
After for the report of the Committee of the Whole report, with just an initial
okay.
advice. Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Chair.
thank you, Honorable Montes. So when that's under the plenary already. Okay, thank you. Next is next item, Madam Secretary.
Next is communication number 18-337-2026, jointly referred to the Committee on Health and Sanitation and Committee on Social Services. This will be facilitated by the Honorable Lipardo.
May I be recognized, Honorable Presiding
Honorable
Officer?
Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Honorable Presiding Officer, this communication of the Governor is in relation to a memorandum of agreement in relation to our service providers, including but not limited to pharmaceutical establishments, hospitals, and funeral services that would implement the program of the government through the DSWD, or the Assistance to Individual in Crisis Situation, or AICS. Honorable Presiding Officer, attached to the communication is a copy of the Memorandum of Agreement, and the same are all self-explanatory, the provisions therein. But in gist, the MOA would tell us that if you are a service provider, you need to execute with the province with this MOA. For example, if you are St. Camilo's Hospital, before there can be a utilization of any program such as AICS with you, there should be a MOA between the province and the said institution, or any pharmaceutical company for that matter. The purpose, Honorable Presiding Officer, is to define the obligations, the terms and conditions by which a service provider must act, and with that of the provincial government. That is actually the gist. It is a framework. Again, the conditions that are set there are all self-explanatory. And considering that we are still in the Committee of the Whole, I am now ready to answer any question from the members of this august body if they would have any inquiry on the provisions of this Memorandum of Agreement.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Lipardo. So the concerns of the Honorable Lipardo and Honorable Montes has been already discussed before this Committee of the Whole. So if there are members who would like to raise questions with regards to the just mentioned concern of the Honorable Governor as requested to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, may now present their questions. Since there is none, may we, now we're through with the discussion before this Committee of the Whole. At this point, there's a need for us to revert this body back to plenary to treat the proposed measures as just presented. Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Considering that, is there anything more under the Committee of the Whole?
Nothing more.
Considering that there is nothing more in the Committee of the Whole, I would move that we revert back to the plenary under the same rules, under the same suspended rules.
So there's a motion from the Honorable Lipardo to revert back to the plenary for us to tackle the immediate concerns of the governor. Do I hear any second? And under the same suspended rules. Seconded, so therefore, we're now back to plenary.
Ne-
Next.
Next is Committee of the Whole Report number 18-205-2026 to be reported by the Honorable Montes.
The Honorable Montes is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here Committee of the Whole Report number 18-2025, 18-205-2026 with following communication numbers 18-323 up to 336, 14 communications, Honorable Chair, all series of 2026. As I mentioned earlier, this is an urgent communication coming from our Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayanghirang, referred to the Committee on Agriculture and Food. And I manifested earlier, Mr. Chair, that I won't be reading the whole content of this committee report because of the reason that the copies of this report is already been distributed to each of the members of this honorable body. Let me proceed directly to our recommendations, Mr. Chair.
Yes, you may proceed, Honorable Montes.
Yeah. Therefore, this Committee of the Whole favorably recommends to this august body for the passage of resolutions authorizing the Honorable Nelson L. Dayanghirang, our Provincial Governor, for and in behalf of the Province of Davao Oriental, to sign a Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office 11, represented by its Regional Director, Macario D. Gonzaga, and the various farmer organizations or associations in the municipal government units of this province, duly represented by their respective chairpersons and municipal mayors, for the provision of various livelihood production projects funded under the Special Area for Agricultural Development or SAAD program, fiscal year 2025. Mr. Chair, if there are no other questions, I would like to move for the adoption of this Committee of the Whole Report number 18-25 series of 2026.
Thank you, Honorable Montes. There's a motion of the Honorable Montes for the passage for the adoption of the Committee of the Whole Report number 18-205-2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. The Committee of the Whole Report number 18-205-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next is Committee of the Whole Report number 18-206-2026 to be reported by the Honorable Lipardo.
Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This is Committee of the Whole Report number 18-206-2026 in relation to communication number 18-337 series of 2026, letter from the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayanghirang addressed to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan through the Vice Governor Maria Glenda Monet Rabat Gaita, requesting the august body for a passage of an omnibus resolution authorizing him to enter into a memorandum of agreement for and in behalf of the province of Davao Oriental with duly accredited service providers for the effective implementation of the Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation or AICS program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD. Honorable Presiding Officer, considering that a copy of this Committee of the Whole report was given to all members of this august body prior to today's session, I would forego the reading of the findings and part of the recommendation and would go directly to the gist of the very recommendation. May I proceed, Honorable Presiding Officer?
Yes, you may proceed, Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. The recommendation is, in view hereof, the committee recommends the passage of a resolution authorizing the provincial governor to sign the MOA for and in behalf of the provincial government of Davao Oriental with duly accredited service providers, including but not limited to pharmaceutical establishments, hospitals, and funeral providers. With that, Honorable Presiding Officer, I now move for the acceptance of Committee of the Whole Report number 18-2006 series of 2026. I do so move.
There's a motion from the Honorable Manuel Ipardo as to the adoption of the Committee of the Whole Report number 18-206-2026. May I hear any second? Seconded by all members present. Committee of the Whole Report number 18-206-2026 is hereby adopted. Next.
Next are 14 proposed resolutions. These are proposed resolution numbers 18-300-2026, 301, 302, 303, 304, 305, 306, 307, 308, 309, 310, 311, 312, and 313, all series of 2026. This will be presented by the Honorable Montes.
Honorable Montes is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Mr. Presiding Officer, I have here proposed 14 resolutions. This is under omnibus motion. It is authored by the Honorable Rochi Ravelo and sponsored by this representation. The following resolutions are 18-300 up to
313.
313, series of 2026, Mr. Chair. I won't be reading the content of the resolution, Mr. Chair, considering that all of the copies of this resolution is already distributed earlier, and I'm sure that our members of this honorable body already been reviewing earlier these resolutions, Mr. Chair. And for that purpose, I would like to move for the adoption and the passage of this proposed resolution, 14 resolution under omnibus motion.
Thank you, Honorable Montes. There's a motion from the Honorable Montes under omnibus motion for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-300 to 18-313, all series of 2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Then the resolutions number 18-300 to 313, all series of 2026 is hereby approved. Next.
Next is proposed resolution number 18-314-2026 to be presented by the Honorable Lipardo.
Honorable Pardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. In behalf of our chairman on the Committee on Health, the Honorable John Erwin G. Montojo, I would like to propose a resolution number 18-314, series of 2026, entitled an omnibus resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayanghirang for and in behalf of the Provincial Government of Davao Oriental to enter into a memorandum of agreement with duly accredited service providers, including but not limited to pharmaceutical establishments, hospitals, and funeral service providers, relative to the implementation of the assistance to individuals in crisis situation or AICS program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Honorable Presiding Officer, with that, I am now moving for the passage of the said proposed resolution.
Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. There's a motion from the Honorable Lipardo for the passage and approval of resolution number 18-314-2026. Any second? Seconded by all members present. Resolution number 18-314-2026 is hereby approved. Next.
Honorable Chair, we are now done with all the items under suspended rules.
Honorable Lipardo is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I move to lift the temporary suspension of the House rules.
There's a motion to lift the suspension of the House rules. Do I hear any second? Seconded by all members present. Lifting of the suspended rules is hereby approved. Next.
Next item is proposed ordinances for third and final reading. None. Next is consideration of other matters.
Any members would like to raise concerns? Yes, Honorable Manaytay. Next is Honorable Palmahil.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Would like to inform the members of the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Committees and Indigenous People that I will be conducting maybe next week to treat the proposed ordinance number 18-17-26, an ordinance institutionalizing the indigenous people's IP design in all public infrastructures and tourism-related establishments in the province of Davao. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you. Joining all members of the Committee on Indigenous Peoples for the invitation as requested by the Honorable Chair of the...
I will, of course, I will send letters to the members, all members of the SIPs for
Okay.
information.
Thank you.
Regarding the schedule.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Mayatay. So, letter will be addressed or sent to the honorable members of the said committee. Honorable Palmahil is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. For everyone's information, earlier today we conducted the orientation by the Provincial Human Resource Office. Earlier today they discussed about the recent Executive Order number 23 series of 2026, which is the mandates strictly on the localized implementation of energy conservation and fuel saving measures. And in relation to the Memorandum Circular number 114 series of 2026, Honorable Presiding Officer, maybe I would like to ask maybe a personality from the head of HR or any personality who can attend next session so they can shed light on this matter, and maybe this August body can maybe wants to ask a few queries regarding on that newly signed executive order number 23, Honorable Presiding Officer, if that's okay.
Thank you, Honorable Elijah Palmahil. So, request the presence of the Department Head of the Provincial Human Resource and Development Office to come here next session. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Montes.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I would like to request the members of the Committee on Education, Arts, Culture, Science, and Technology, as well as the Committee on Women, for a joint committee meeting right after the regular session. Thank you. Mr.
There's a
Chair.
request of the Honorable Montes under the Committee on Education and Committee on Women that they'll have a joint committee meeting immediately after the session, enjoining all members to join. Yes, Honorable Ipardo.
Honorable Presiding Officer, this was just handed over to me. An urgent communication from the Department of Interior and Local Government, Davao Oriental, this province. If I may be allowed, may I read the...
Yes, Honorable Ipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. This advisory was given to the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Hirang. Attention, Honorable Vice Governor Glenda Monet Rabat Gaita, all Sangguniang Panlalawigan members. The subject is an invitation to participate in the newly elected officials helping and nurturing dialogues, NEO hands, on gender and development. The date is tomorrow, March 11, 2026. Based on the communication, Honorable Presiding Officer, this will be done through online. And this is also one of the learning activity by the Local Government Academy or the LGA. So maybe copies of this or a copy of this communication will just be provided to all members of this August body. And this will be a half-day activity, Honorable Presiding Officer, where the bottom of the activity at 12 to 12:15 will be the awarding of certificates by the LGA.
Thank you, Honorable Lipardo. So there's
And yes, Honorable Presiding Officer, secondly, may I request the members of the Committee on Energy, Infra, as well as the Committee on Environment to stay after the session as we will be having a committee meeting. Thank you.
Please take note of the request of the Honorable Lipardo with regards to the information provided given to us by the ILG, as well as his request for the presence of the members of the Committee on Energy and Committee on Environment. Any more requests? There is none, so what's next, Honorable Madam Secretary?
Next is adjournment.
Yes, Honorable Lipardo.
I move to adjourn, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to adjourn. Any second? Seconded by all members. The session, 36th regular session of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan is hereby adjourned.